Kev, another point on Tuesday. Maybe could have been a win on another day, but it's a draw that keeps that run going, isn't it?
Yeah, I think, listen, especially first half, we weren't at our best. And obviously giving the goal away quite early makes it even more difficult because, teams become difficult to break down, and, credit to Wilstone and a threat on the counter. So, yeah, disappointed. We had chances to, especially one or two in the first half and in the second half, when we were really pushing that. Enough chances to probably score more than the one we did, but when it gets so late, it's good to get something out of the game.
Was it pleasing to see Henry Sandat back on the score sheet, and does that just add to the competition we've got in that area as well at the moment?
Yeah, listen, I don't mind who scores. You want your forwards obviously in the 6-yard box and scoring goals. That's the main thing at that stage of the game. I didn't mind who scored, but we kept putting it in the right area and it came good for us.
Yeah, we take that point into Saturday back at home, with the game being on TV and maybe a slightly bigger crowds than usual. And does that change anything from your point of view?
No, nothing really. We've got to be prepared as we would any other game. I think it maybe helps in the atmosphere sometimes when the opposition, bring a decent crowd. Because sometimes, Wilson the other night, not many there, and it changed the atmosphere a little bit. But I have to say our fans were brilliant how they stayed with us right to the end and supported the lads into the 90th minute and plus, and helped the lads to keep going. So we'll need that again, and be a good game.
Yeah, these games against Dagenham tend to have a little bit of extra spice to them, but is it just about making the same preparation and approach that you would for any other game?
Of course, yeah. There's no, from our point of view, an extra spice. It's a game that's got 3 points on it, and it'll be the same for Dagenham, I'm sure. And they'll be ready, and we'll be ready. So hopefully we had a good result early in the season, but Strev's has really got them going and doing a brilliant job there, and making them more difficult if you want to beat. And he's got some more players that he wants there, and you can see that. He's had a bit of time to bed in what he wants, and that's a credit to him and his staff.
Yeah, it was announced this week that Gus Morris has been called up for England C for the second year in a row. How proud are you to see him called up once again?
Yeah, pleased for Gus. It's always a great accolade. Called up for your country over the last year, obviously, and I think it shows the consistency in his game, and he thoroughly deserves it.
Yeah, he's had a great season, hasn't he? He played a lot of football and got a lot of output with goals and assists as well, so it's deserved, isn't it? That's
his job, yeah. So it's, no, listen, absolutely. And listen, there could have been others in the shake-up for that, but obviously with one from each team, it's Gus who's got that, and he thoroughly deserves it, as I say.
Yeah, how's Harry Cardwell after he missed out in midweek?
Okay, yeah, we've trained today, so we'll see how he is going into the weekend, and hopefully that's not a problem.
And is there any update on Ole Kensdale?
No, not loads. No, it hasn't trained yet, and we're progressing as the week goes by.
Thank you.
Cheers.
It's been good how you've been able to come back into games over the recent ones where you have gone a goal down, but it'd be nice to get a fast start on Saturday, wouldn't it?
It would indeed, yeah. Listen, I think it's been incredible how we've responded to conceding early goals or going behind. It's not something you want to make a habit out of, and it's something we certainly don't look at. But the credit is with the players for keep going and not letting things drop. And I think people can be frustrated, and the crowd can be frustrated. But we're 6 unbeaten. Could have won the game the other night. So pleased with how we responded. Obviously, it's something we don't want to keep happening.
Yeah, and like you say, the 6 unbeaten, it just shows how very quickly things can change in football, because at the start of that run was the goalless draw with Oxford City, where there was perhaps a bit of criticism and talk about whether it felt like a defeat, but all of a sudden things look much healthier.
Yeah, and that's, I think, from our point of view, it's important to keep level. It can be hysteria outside the building, but not from us. We trust process and what we're doing. And listen, if we see enough patterns to think no, something needs to change, then we'll look at it. If it's suggested that we're on the right track, then it's maybe just tweaking things, and I think that's the most important thing. But you've got to stay on your game. You've got to keep your levels high. You've got to train. If you're not in the team, you've got to train 100%. If you're in the team, then there's competition. Now you've got to perform to stay in it, and that's how you get competition. That's how you get better results. But if you drop off that, results can go against you as well. And it's something that the players have got to know, and we know. And yeah, things can change very quickly one way or the other.
And in terms of the goals, it's been nice to see them coming from different players as well. And I think in one of your interviews you mentioned the word being braver. Has there been a conscious effort to maybe have more of those shots outside the box or get more crosses in just to try and get someone on the end of it?
No, not overly. We want people to shoot, believe it or not. If we test the stats that tell us we get enough balls in the box, I think the XG metric, which tells you a great deal, tells you we're right up the top of that, or right near the very top. Can we get one or two bodies in the box? Absolutely. We're not the finished article by any means, but we're trying to improve all the time, and that's the most important thing. And I think the difficult thing all season has been we've had the same group of players, and we've added a few now, and that takes time and everything. You don't like flick a switch on and everything all of a sudden you're ready to get promotion. It don't work like that. And we respect the league, respect the players and the teams we come up against every week. So we've got no divine right to suddenly think we're going to win every game. So want to improve areas that we think we need to improve always. But what you've got is an unbelievable group of players who give everything for the shirt, and I think that shouldn't be lost.
And Dagenham and Redbridge have had a bit of a sticky patch, and they're sort of coming out the other side with Ben Strevens. How much have you come across him previously? Yeah,
brilliant guy, him and his staff, and they've done a great job. That's not been easy, I think, going in there, and they've lost quite a lot of players at the start of the season or at the end of the season. So there was a lot of change going on, and credit to them, and they've stuck at it, and that's what happens when you believe in what you're doing. He's obviously the right man for the job. That goes without saying, and I think from the outside people probably don't see the stuff that goes on behind the scenes, and it takes time to get it where you want it to be, and the players that you want, and the work ethic and everything at a football club, and that's bearing fruit for him, and I'm pleased with him.
How pleased is it, like you've got Collier, you've got Henry Scored and Ollie and Bridgie, the local lads that are coming through the system? How important is that for this club moving forward?
Yeah, always, and it's something that, I've worked in the academy. I think we've got a great catchment area of footballers that can come through and be part of the football club, and I know it's something the consortium are big on going forward, and it's not lost on everyone at the football club how important it is to us, and so I'm pleased for them. And my own son was in the academy last year and stuff, so hugely important, and it's not lost to me, anyone at the football club.
I might be going mad, but was Ben Strevens one of the people that helped recommend Cav to the club? Yeah,
I spoke to Ben obviously about him when his name come up, and we were doing due diligence and that, and he absolutely said it was a no-brainer, and obviously knows his players, so obviously a good recommendation to have.
And are you allowed on the touchline on Saturday, or what's the situation?
I'll wait for confirmation. I'm not sure if I am or not. We'll wait and see. I don't know where I'll watch it, and if I'm not, I'm sure I'll be close enough to whistle or do something. But listen, no, I don't know. I'm waiting to find out, but I think I might be back. I'm not sure.